Yes, it's about that time, don't you think? Time to get it on.
Red alert!
And happy Friday, everyone. I'm Tom King. This is a 4K Skywatching podcast. Number, I think we're up to 57 now, maybe 56. Quite a number of them. We have Dan Starkey is back here tonight, and we're going to be talking about history in the making of the President of the United States has ordered the release of UFO files. Has never been done at this level before. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the implications, possible fallout of that, a possible roadmap of where I think this should go. And we want to hear about you guys and where you guys think this is going. We've been waiting for an announcement like this for one hell of a long time. Some of us our whole life. So we finally have something like this. So let's celebrate, man. Let's party. If you break out the champagne, have your party cocktails, whatever you're doing on Friday night. Tonight is a night of celebration. This is really, really a happy Friday for me. It made me feel good just to hear that maybe there is more light at the end of this tunnel. So, hey, yeah. We got Dan in here. Tim is in the eyes. Peggy and Steve are here. Two Seeker, good to see you tonight. Now, this is this actually the show that I didn't want to do, and I did at the same time. I don't like talking about political stuff. I don't. Anybody who knows me, that I'm friends with, this is the last thing that you will see me bring up on the phone. I don't waste my time on this stuff. I don't, that's called the third rail. You don't talk about religion, politics, or, sexual, whatever you're doing with that. It doesn't help. All it does is guarantee that you're going to get upset 50% of your audience because they're going to disagree with you. So why bother with it? Like, for instance, you ever hear George Knapp talk about politics? Nope. Not in all of his 500 years that George Knapp has been an investigator in UFOs. He has never once brought up any of this shit. But we do have to bring it up now because the president has brought it up. And we can talk about it without getting into the weeds of this bullshit, that bullshit. I escaped all this mind prison that I kind of refer to it of politics after 9/11. After the 9/11 attack, I was watching TV, watched the buildings came down, cried, and thought, holy shit, what happened to this country? Then we had the anthrax attacks. We had the DC sniper, and I became a political junkie for a couple of years. And that was around the time I kind of got out of ufology and got into the robotic shit. And I was very conservative for a long time, and then I kind of got out of it, and then I got out of the whole thing completely. To me, it's the same. Both of them look the other way for the Epstein stuff. Both of them look the other way for UFO cover-up. So what the hell is the point of that? So I successfully got out of that trap. At the same time, I got out of ufology too, around that same time. And now I'm back at ufology, but without the mind trap, with the political bullshit. But when we have something like this, the president coming out, we have to address it. We just simply can't ignore it, because this is what we're all waiting for. So let's get into this. Now, last time on 4K Skywatching, we brought up Nick Pope, and Nick Pope is going through the worst possible thing that can happen with you. He has esophageal cancer, stage 4. There's no beating this. You just kind of have to resign yourself to that. Which reminded me, I got to do this too. Back in 2019, because I'm on acid reflux pills, my doctor said, you got to go get an endoscopic look with a camera dropped down your throat. So I did that. They said I got Barrett's esophagus, which is a precursor to cancer, but it is not cancer itself. But you typically, this is your starting point. And unlike colon cancer, the survival rate for throat cancer is horrendous. It's bad. You don't even want to get stage 1. So then COVID happened, and I was supposed to go every 2 years and get it checked. 2 years comes, 3 years comes, 4 years comes, 6.5 years go by. I didn't get a check. Doctor says, go get a check. So I'm like, okay. And then the news with Nick Pope, I had already heard about it. Thought, oh shit, I got to get this checked. So I go in, and this is me at 10:30 this morning. So I'm sitting there getting EKGs hooked up, getting anesthesia, got knocked out. Don't remember shit. Pretty much blinked and I woke up. I said, well, how did it go? And they were not happy. I stopped taking these acid reflux pills about 1.5 years ago. That was a big mistake. They told me you should have never done that. And they said that the results didn't come out good, because they did it before, and the results, first they said you have it. They retested a few months later. They said, okay, it's not that bad, but we're going to monitor it. Now they said it's gotten bad. So instead of doing a check every 2 years, I got to go back in 90 days. And I got to get back in these fucking pills. So they said this is all my fault. I fucked up. So lesson to be learned. Now, this could be the end of me, but hopefully it's not. But if you are looking at this yourself, don't skip the test and stop the pills. So just take my advice when it comes to skywatching, but none of that medical stuff. Don't walk in these footsteps at all. Yeah, we'll get into this. So yeah, that's what I did today. So I hope I didn't fuck myself. I hope I did. So, and then, okay, so last time, let's pick up where we left off. Last episode, last Sunday with Tim Sr., we were going over some gear. We were going over God, all kinds of stuff. And Tim brought this up about President Trump and what does he think. So let's take a look. Last time on 4K Skywatching.
What's your opinion of the potential of Trump releasing some information?
Next to zero. Well, fuck, that didn't age very well, did it? So I lasted, 4 days, and then Trump came out and made a fool out of me. But great, if I'm going to be wrong, this is absolutely what I want to be wrong about. I want to be wrong about that. So Trump came out and he opened the can of worms. Let's dive into that. I'm going to bring Dan on now. Dan is in the back. Dan Starkey is a member of our ARRR team, Arizona Reconnaissance Research Report team, and We go out all over the place. You guys know who he is. You've seen him. Link to in the descriptions to his channel, YouTube channel. Check it out. He does live Skywatches too. Dan, you.
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me on, Tom. Trying to get my earpieces weren't working, and suddenly they worked, so I couldn't hear. So, yeah, you gotta. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Yeah. Hey, you're gonna have to take care of yourself. Like I said, diet is a big deal. I'm a big believer in diet can take care of cancer. So, ivermectin and stuff like that. You got to do all that stuff. Just got to do it. It's not that bad. Eat meat and eggs, steak and eggs, and you'll be good. Stop drinking soda. No sugar. Just do that. Fast for like a week. Right now, I would go on a fast for like a week. Water only.
Well, it didn't help. I had acid reflux last night. I have it right now. My stomach feels like shit. I got off these pills because I had this skin condition where my skin was going full elephant man, and they put me on methotrexate. It worked for 2 weeks, cleared up, and then the skin went to hell again. They said one of your pills is preventing this, so I quit a bunch of pills, cold turkey. An acid reflux pill was one of them, and the skin cleared up. Now I'm paying the price. So I was just trying to go from one thing to another. But listen to your doctors. Don't Google the shit. And
yeah,
Wes, you got it too.
I used to have acid reflux, and after you start changing your diet to time when you eat and what you eat. Don't eat after 6 p.m. I don't have acid indigestion anymore tonight. Don't have it. It works.
Man, they yelled at me for that too, Dan. Because they said, how often do you eat a day? I said, when I get hungry. I said, I said about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. Now go get
that's too
order
late.
like a fucking bacon triple Whopper from Burger King, eat that shit. Yeah. And they're like, no, dude, you take your pills and quit eating at night. So you're right. But yeah, Wes Decker, thank you for that super chat, Wes. I didn't know this many people had it.
So yeah, about 3.
This is what's good about speaking out and being honest, because if guys clam up, man, they don't say nothing until it's too late. If you open up, you tell, hey, this is what's going on. Chances are there's something going on with someone else too. So yeah, that's what I did with that. I'm gonna get back on these pills and then just hope for the goddamn best. What can you do? But I can tell you the first thing. You can't hear me. Can you guys hear me now? Is this going on?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can.
This is the first time I wanted to drink in years. Right when I got out and I looked at that, I thought, I want to go to the bar, but not. It won't
do any good.
No, just make it worse.
Yep.
So let's move into what's going on. We're in unprecedented waters right now. We've had very few presidents even talk about the UFO phenomenon itself. But this all kicked off. Let's get this worked out here. Let's see. This isn't exactly, this kicked off with Obama. Okay, so Obama, and I want to hear from the people watching and the show in the chat. And that's why you should tune in live so you can have some interaction and feedback. What do you guys think? Leave your comments. What do you think should be the next steps after what President Trump said? But before it all kind of kicked off, Bill Clinton was on another TV show. I think it was James Corbell. I got the clip. We're going to watch it. And he also kind of said sort of the same thing and brought up Area 51. So, Dan, why don't you start off with that? Kind of covered what Obama recently said, but he covered a little bit more.
Yeah, the reporter was asking Obama if ETs are real. I think that might have been his exact words. And Obama, for some reason, decided to say, I never said that there was an underground base in Area 51. And so I was kind of afterwards, like,
But
hey, that was a,
when I
we
was
saw that interview again.
president,
I said, hey, he just said,
and I had a
why did he
chief of
offer
staff,
that
John
up?
Podesta, who loved
It's
science
like a
fiction.
defensive
We
mode
made
there,
every attempt
or
to find
Freudian
out
slip,
everything
maybe,
about Roswell.
that, oh, there must be an
And
underground
we
base there that they have
Sorry about
UFOs,
that.
because he just denied it, wasn't even asked about it. So I thought that was kind of odd. And then he was a little bit cheeky about the old Area 51 anyways. And so I think he was trying to get in front of Trump a little bit is the main reason he did it. I think it was probably political, and that might be why Trump is now talking, because he didn't like it. I think he wants to be the guy.
Former President Clinton, when he brought up Area 51, he started to go into the underground base, and then he kind of stopped mid-sentence, like maybe because later Trump came out and said Obama said something classified, and people were like, well, it can't be, the aliens are real, so how can you classify that? So it must be the Area 51 has an underground base, because no one really knows. I mean, we're taking it as a given because there's underground bases and other military bases. Why would you not have one there? But yeah, so it started with Clinton, and then he kind of went into that, and then he said that's where we do our invisibility stuff. But then he threw in a rejoinder that with stealth, with stealth. It's like, well, wait a minute, you probably might have something way beyond like the F-115 and the B-2 bomber, invisibility wise. So it's interesting. If they tell these guys too much, then they could slip. I mean, you get a president wasted on alcohol or whatever, and they could talk.
Supposedly Nixon used to do that with who was it? Jackie Gleason was his buddy, and he should take Jackie Gleason to the warehouse. Supposedly they drink together, and he took him to the warehouse. I've heard stories like that. So yeah, it's happened in the past.
Let's take a look at that. Let's go back to the presidents. So if we look at kind of like who on the record has even talked about stuff like this, we got Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and the 30s. He mentioned Foo Fighters. We had Harry Truman. Of course, that's when the Roswell crash happened. Then we had the UFO flap, and he could, that's when they called them back in that day. They called them flying saucers. And we had the Cold War from JFK era, and then after JFK, we have a missing gap here, and that's where you talked about Richard Nixon. It's an infamous story where apparently he got Jackie Gleason. They both got shit-faced, and Nixon took Jackie to an Air Force base in Florida, and that's where Jackie was saying he saw alien bodies. So while Nixon didn't really say any public statements, his actions, if that's true behind the scenes, really show something. Because why would Jackie Gleason make that up, of all things?
Yeah, I think he told his wife that. So it wasn't like he was telling everybody. I think he just told his wife. His wife later told a reporter maybe, or an autobiographer or something like that.
Yeah, stuff like that makes it even more credible, because they're not out there. They don't have like the Twitter of our day, and they're not there going, "Hey, I need engagement. I'll put out some rage bait." When you passed away, then you have your ex-wife kind of mention it, and then it kind of fits in. That story just kind of fits in with everything we've heard, because it wasn't like outrageous, like we saying, "Hey, we had these 18-foot tall cyclopses with 16 fingers." The stuff he describes fits into UFO lore. So it makes me wonder, looking back, the government could never keep all this secret. So they had different leaks, and these different leaks together kind of paint a picture of what was going on behind the scenes. And
there's enough bullshit out there. Nobody can make sense of any of it.
So then we had, of course, Jimmy Carter, who ran upon, if you elect me, I'm going to say stuff. Then apparently the UFO lore is they told him what was going on. He started crying. So apparently, whatever the
He
truth
saw
was,
he
was
saw
so
a UFO,
bad.
right?
Yeah, didn't he see a UFO on the president
Jimmy saw
on
a
his
UFO.
campaign?
Mhm.
That was a
Yeah.
little before my
Yeah.
time.
Uh-huh.
And then we had, of course, President Reagan. President Reagan was probably our most prolific person out there talking. I mean, he did his UN speeches about how if there was an alien threat from outside this world, we wouldn't be talking about us versus the Soviet Union and, petty bullshit. So God bless
Yeah.
what he did. He did what he could. And then didn't he also have a sighting himself in a private jet? I don't think it was Air Force One,
I
it was a
don't know.
private jet.
Never heard that.
Yeah, I remember that. I think was kind of intrigued him because UFOs are something that it's hard to believe until it happens to you, and then when it does, you won't ever want to hear kind of no for an answer after that.
Yeah.
So we had him, and then we had Obama, and then we had George Bush, and when they were in office, they really didn't do much. They get ambushed afterwards when they go on talk shows. Like if they go on, is it Jimmy Kimmel? They go on Jimmy Kimmel. I get him confused with Jimmy Fallon sometimes. They go on Kimmel, and Kimmel's a UFO nut. And Kimmel asks every former president the alien question. That's like the first thing he does. And thank God he does, instead of getting him on there saying, what was it like to, remember, Jeremy Corbell does an interview with the whistleblower, and he goes like, "What was it like to feel to be a whistleblower?" That's a bad question. Fuck the feelings. What was it like? Are aliens real? Get straight to the point. You only got a couple minutes with him. So yeah, Obama didn't really do much. George Bush really didn't do much. They did talk about it afterwards, and then we get to President Biden. I guess we skipped past Ford. Ford didn't do anything.
In La La Land.
So Biden did nothing. Biden, I think, was the first time I sort of was paying attention to this because I got back into ufology. So I was like, is he going to help? He did nothing. He didn't do a fucking thing at all for this field. Nothing. And if he's in a round and he would go on Jimmy Kimmel and they asked him the alien question, I don't think he could answer. He's
no, he was handled. His handlers wouldn't let him do anything like that. They kept good control of him, and Dick Cheney probably did with Bush too.
Yeah, that's interesting. You bring that up. Now they're saying that Dick Cheney was basically the controller of the program itself for a number of years. So he did so under George Bush, and I just have a hard time thinking he did all this and he didn't tell the boss. So then you would think that if Cheney was running the cover up and he would have to tell the president at least something. So did he keep running the cover up after they were out of office and Obama got in, or who the hell was Obama's VP? Oh, it was Biden, right? So would Biden be running the program? Yeah. I would think absolutely not.
I don't think so.
I think
Dick Cheney was a deep state guy. He was the guy, I think. Probably before he was vice president too.
Who do you think would have speculate here? Who do you think would have maybe taken the program over after Dick Cheney? I mean, I guess that you would have to be read into the program, have that type of level clearance and power.
The CIA guy, the top CIA guy, I would think. Panetta, was he the guy about that time?
Yeah, it
One
might
of those
have been
CIA guys.
Yeah, well, they were saying, it's within the 3 tiers of the top. So you have like the CIA director, vice director, and then whoever is under them. And then the 3 tiers from some of those, like the offices of global steal anything, anywhere, that acronym. And, the whole thing is done basically by the CIA. They're the tip of the umbrella. And there's some other intelligence agencies under them. But this whole thing, I guess, is kind of exploding because of the Epstein fallout. This was the ultimate, I guess, card that if shit hits the fan, you can pull out the alien stuff. And this goes for any president. that along the way that,
Right.
hey, if things are real bad, you can use aliens as a distraction, and then hopefully the
That
news
will
will be
distract
talking about
everybody.
aliens.
That
Now,
would do it. That would distract everybody.
I haven't checked too much local news. Are they still on the Guthrie thing, or are they still talking? Have they switched
Yeah.
to the aliens yet?
I think today is day 20. I saw something like that. So they talk about it, and there's still a whole half a mile of reporter cars on her road. So they're still there talking about it. They say they're talking to officials in Mexico now. I heard them throw that out there a lot now lately, last few days. So they're still trying to figure it out.
Well, this shows that our media, our legacy media, is not only complicit in keeping the whole Epstein thing buried. Same thing with UFOs. They just keep,
Yeah.
here, Taylor Swift, guess who she did? This horse shit that they put out that affects really none of our lives. It doesn't make our lives any better or improve our lives. It's just, here's something just to fill in an hour or two. Let's not tell them anything important. Let's not get them pissed or smart or informed. Let's just give them fluff news. So they're basically complicit in the whole thing. And
Yeah,
I'm waiting, like, if
for
UFOs gets more mainstream, watch all these people jump on the bandwagon. And the dirtiest motherfucker, the dirtiest motherfucker I'm waiting for is that Neil Tyson deGrasse son of a bitch. Watch him come out going, I was telling you the whole time aliens are real.
Yeah.
As soon as this goes mainstream, you will see people like him, Bill Nye, the science guy, all these people, Brian Cox, all these astrophysicists will jump on the bandwagon and get where Michio Kaku is, because he's open-minded to it. But all those other astro guys, and the astronomers, right? All these astronomers will jump in going, yeah, me too, man. I always knew aliens were real. They'll jump right in the bandwagon. I saw this happen after March 13th, right? After the Phoenix Lights happened, here comes, I love this guy, but Willie Strieber, don't love this guy, Richard Hoagland, not this guy either, Stephen Greer. All these guys come, hitch their wagons onto the Phoenix Lights, and then saying, I know about it. Art Bell put me on so I could talk about the case. I didn't fucking investigate. And by the way, I got a book sell. So watch this type of behavior. That happened with ufologists, but watch this behavior go on with news people, the astronomers, the astrophysics guys, the mainstream guys, even the guys who fucking do sports at ESPN. It'll go mainstream. All right, that leads us to Obama here. So let's get this part shut down here.
So a couple questions here. Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51?
Area 51. There's no underground facility unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
What was the first question you wanted answered when you became president?
Where are the aliens?
Where are the aliens?
Where we're at now. Obama just said that, which was half of what former President Bill Clinton said. And and then Trump reacted. Now, to clarify, Trump did not come out and say, hey, everybody, something aliens. He was aboard Air Force One and he got asked a question. And then he just responded to it. And then we ended up where we are. So I'm reading stuff out there where people are saying he did this to distract Epstein and he's in on it with Obama. And they're timing this to help advertise the Steven Spielberg disclosure movie. But Trump just he's kind of walked into this. I didn't think he planned it. What do you think?
I think he was a little bit miffed at Obama, I think. And so he wanted to come out and say that. He wants to be the guy. He wants to be the guy that brings disclosure, I think. You know, what is disclosure? Who knows? In reality, but we could be surprised.
Well, this is the closest that we've gotten, hands down. There does seem like a thing where Trump really doesn't like Obama. He's tried to undo a lot of Obama's accomplishments, but for some reason, Trump seems to like Clinton, and Clinton's in the Epstein files. Obama isn't. And I wonder, do they really hate each other? Is this like fake hate, like WWE? Like, I have to say it because the base expects it. Both sides say it, but together they get together and fist bump, and who the fuck knows?
Well, it looks like Obama's behind Russiagate, so I don't think he likes Obama. I don't think that's an act. I'd be really, really surprised if it was. You know, I believe that's what Trump thinks.
So here's Trump when he was asked on a plane.
Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know?
So aliens are real?
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe it, Peter?
Well, the president can declassify anything that he wants to, so if you want to make an announcement.
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
So he didn't start it. He did accuse former President Obama of, mishandling classified information. He can't really talk when he had this stuff, next to his toilet in his house in Mar-a-Lago. But so it wasn't the aliens that are classified. I guess it would have to be Area 51 doesn't have an underground base or something. But then, and classic Trump style, he doubles down and puts out a statement that he's going to have this released. So he could have just left it at that. But nope, he comes out with this statement. And let's see the statement. Let's look at and see what Lou Elizondo had to say about this. So this is Lou. This is what Lou said. His response. Thank you, President Trump, and to those in your administration, as well as those in the past administrations who fought for the same goal. Thank you to Congress, to the media, to the whistleblowers, and to the American people whose faith and persistence made this moment possible. This is a culmination of many years of effort, which many families, careers, and personal safeties were also placed at the risk of having to have this conversation. I'm deeply grateful to the witnesses to this day and to the honor of those who helped begin this journey in 2007, most notably Senator Harry Reid, Senator Dianne Wu, and Senator Ted Stevens. As we move forward towards greater disclosure and transparency, my hope is this moment brings people together, and I've always believed that America is strong enough to face the truth that American people deserve nothing less, and proud to have been part of this effort. And he was instrumental in this effort to get us where we're at. I really don't think we would be here without a lot of what Lou has done, a lot of what Chris Mellon has done, Gary Nolan, and a lot of the people in their orbit, George Knapp and his company included.
Yeah, it helps every time somebody talks on a big stage, like talking to Congress. That helps, makes it real. And so everybody's getting past that. Is it real? See a little something in the sky. What is that? Is that a bird? No, it's something else. Now everybody's kind of beyond that. They go, oh yeah, it could be a UFO. So it helps. All that, every time it comes out, it helps. And podcasts like you got, and movies like Clive makes, that stuff helps. Everybody's starting to come around and wake up.
Yeah. Everybody contributed to this a little bit here and there, except people like Mick West. He's still trying to figure out if UFOs are real or not. We might have to put a GoFundMe together to get him a psychiatrist to get down to his Dunning-Kruger. What the hell's wrong with him? Let's take some questions. If we got anything from the audience here, we're kind of parsing through this. Yeah, this was a place to escape political bullshit, but not for tonight, unfortunately. I really don't know where we're going to go from here. Trump made that statement. He's not talking about it anymore. He's talking about his tariffs and stuff today. I don't expect this to last, but ufology is won on small battles. It's won on little bits at a time. And we got this little bit from the president, because the next president, whoever it is, has to take the tier that we're here now, and they have to raise the bar higher. So they have to go past this. And we have 3 more years with President Trump. So that's 3 years, I guess, of hopefully more stuff coming out. I'm guessing whatever they release, Chris Mellon put out statements, all classified, right? Everything, as soon as it's marked UAP, is top secret. So it has to go through a year's process of declassification. But maybe they could speed some things up and get something through the Arrow pipeline. I don't know. We're in uncharted waters.
Trump said that he told Hegseth and other departments to start preparing to review all the UFO documents. So they're going to decide what they're going to show. So that's going to take some time. It's not like next week all of a sudden there's files getting dumped. They're going to take it and review it, and it's going to take a long time. He'll be able to drag everybody along for up to the midterms probably. He might show something just before midterms.
Well,
that'd be
okay.
Good timing.
So Jay Stratton was Lou Elizondo's boss for a while, and he said Trump's announcement's a landmark occasion for all of us. And after years of fighting for disclosure behind the scenes, I couldn't be prouder to be part of this turning point in human history. Congratulations. And thank you to Dan Farah for making a truly groundbreaking film, The Age of Disclosure. And less than 3 months after the film's release, 2 U.S. presidents have acknowledged non-intelligent human life exists, and the President Trump has issued a historic disclosure order. We're living the age of disclosure. There's no more watershed moments and issues faced ahead, and I hope humanity celebrates this moment. So there's still a lot of stuff to be done. This needs to be put in writing. If it's not put into writing, nothing's going to happen. So this is where, and I think I was completely, maybe totally wrong about all of this, where these Congress people need to pass the UAP amendment. I don't know if anything would happen, but they at least need to put something into law, because what happened with Epstein, that was put into law where they had to release this stuff. So that forced the release. So maybe some type of plan or something from that could go forward. We need to formulate a plan as a UFO community.
It almost seemed like Trump was just tired of hearing about everybody asking him all the time about it. In a way, too, he's like, "All right, we're going to put it out there. There's so many people wanting to know about it. We're going to put it out there." So that's what it seemed like too. That he was just sick and tired of getting that stupid question all the time, and we're gonna get what we get too. So don't be disappointed when what we get as disclosure. He's going to do enough to say he gave it for sure, but it might not be what we all want to see.
If more stuff comes out he doesn't like, he can always change the news by doing something outrageous, but he can always pull the UFO card back, and say, oh, aliens do exist. Because Trump likes to play both sides. He likes to say, maybe I will, maybe I won't. So he could do that and pivot with aliens. Go, maybe aliens are going to invade, maybe they're not. So, and then that gets the news cycle going for at least a little bit. But it's crazy. I mean, the timeline that we're on, we're about to bomb Iran, and aliens are real. Trump's president. So it's like something seemed to have happened in like 2015 or 16 when they turned on that large Hadron Collider, and it fucked shit up. We're on a weird timeline. I'm almost expecting on the news to say that off the coast of Japan was a large earthquake, and no shitting you, citing reports of Godzilla has been seen, and fucking Godzilla comes back. It could happen on our timeline. It's so strange. I wouldn't be shocked at all. Like we're living in a real life movie.
A lot of weird stuff for sure. coming out. A lot of weird stuff.
All right, so
we were toying around. We were toying around with the disclosure of the Epstein files. Maybe the disclosure. I posted something on Facebook, a song. You can listen to the lyrics. Talks about, are they ETs, are they angels, or are they something else that we can't see, like the secret society that's evil that controls the globe and is infiltrated everywhere. And that could be the Epstein files as disclosure. That could be the one that they were worried about, that's going to panic the world, that they cannot handle something like that is really in control. That would be scary. That would that would freak me out.
Didn't they say something like, if we release what's in the Epstein files, the whole system will burn down? It's like, well,
yeah.
Well, what about UFOs? That won't burn it down? So, shit, burn it all down. Let's start over.
That's what I say. It needs to be burnt down. It needs to be burnt down. If it's that bad, infested with this thing, it needs to be burnt down.
So I put together a few things to think about going forward that we can press President Trump on. So we have Anna Paulina, and then we got Timberjet. We got Eric Burleson, who kind of got into this late. These guys really help move the ball to where we are. So we need to keep pushing them in the direction, because these aren't ufologists. These are Congress critters. So the ufologists need to say, here's some realistic stuff we can get. Now, I know the people that are at home, what they want to see is a wheelbarrow, and then they want to see the aliens put in the wheelbarrow and pushed out and then dumped and go, here's the fucking proof. There you go. Dead bodies, right? Not from here. We're not there yet. We're going to get there by more little hills to die and more baby steps. So how about we have at least some targets? Target Project Blue Book files. I mean, because they classified the good stuff there. And let's go for the Roswell stuff. If they say we don't know what they are, then show us these dead bodies. Show us at least the craft. If we don't know what they are, what's wrong with just saying, here's a photo of their ship or something? We got to have something. You got to feed the angry beast, the public.
A couple of weeks ago, I made Anna Paula Luna an honorary member of the art team. And so she doesn't know it yet, but we made her a member. And so maybe we can get her on your podcast, and she can tell us what interdimensional evidence they have of interdimensional travelers. Supposedly they've been witnessed by the government, and she's heard about stuff in the skiffs. Apparently she can talk about it, that topic right there. But that'd be fun to have her on the podcast. Yeah, or take her out to Bradshaw Ranch and the Tesseract and have her watch you summon some UFOs in.
Well, she might be watching a while. I'm not very good at summoning these. And by the way, for the people watching, tonight's show is supposed to be about summoning UFOs and whatnot. That'll be probably next week or so. President Trump speaks of UFOs. This is fucking big news. So continuing on, then we had the recent. So Roswell's old. We can get some fresh stuff. We had the shoot down. So Biden say he never did nothing. He might have murdered some aliens. If these weren't balloons, he might have murdered some UFOs on his watch. Maybe Skywatcher Jake Barber was working then. Who the fuck knows? But let's get these shoot down things talk about. Let's get this declassified. What really happened? If these were balloons, just show us a picture of a balloon. Let's move on. If they let this linger, it becomes a conspiracy theory of, aliens were shot down. They can clear the air at least for that.
They don't have an honest bone in their body. They just cannot help themselves but lie. They just can't.
Yeah. And
that's all they can do. That's all they can do.
Arrow, the shitty clearinghouse, right? The UFO publishers clearinghouse of bullshit. Where is this triangular craft video that comes out of the water that's 20 minutes long that Lou Elizondo talks about, Chris Mellon talks about? There's people that seen these videos, why can't we get this released? You know, at least get some of these videos out there if we can't handle it. Apparently, you can't see the occupants. So I think we're ready to see some craft. And that's kind of where they've been boiling the frog by putting footage up, but just slightly incrementally better. And then they have it to the point where they can dismiss it if it gets too much heat, because they're not showing structure yet. They're showing white phosphorus blobs. So getting some good footage.
It's a good thing we do our own field investigation. It's a good thing we do our own field investigation. Otherwise, we wouldn't know what's out there. We know there's UAPs out there. We see them all the time. So, you know, it's pays to go out there and do it yourself, to go look for yourself. Look in the skies at night and just pick a spot in the sky and just watch it, or just focus on the whole sky, and you'll see stuff moving around up there. You sit there, and sometimes it don't take long.
We're not done yet. It's not time to quit. This isn't time to hang up the camera, or well, there's not many of us with cameras, but to stop. This isn't time to break out the champagne yet. You know, we just we broke new ground, but we need to make more new ground. And that's where do we go figure out from here?
You know, the next few trips to Sedona, I want to find Secret Mountain. So I've been plotting routes to get there. It's not going to be easy on ground, but maybe we fly it overhead first and see if there's anything to it, and then plot a route. I think the best route is to go to Flagstaff and then down a Forest Service road for like 18 miles, and then you got to hike about a mile to get there. So it's a lot of work. It'll take all day to do, and a lot of effort. I have to start training to do something like that, but that's if it's worth to go. But it might be easiest to fly over it and see if we can feel the energy above it. If I can't, I'm not going to hike out there. If I can feel something out there like we did at Bradshaw Ranch, then it'll be worth going there and taking a whole day to get out there to do it. It'd be kind of fun too.
That sounds like a good plan going forward. That why don't we? Because I looked at the map. You're absolutely right. You got to drive up to Flagstaff, and for us coming south and north and down, it's not a fun trip. Why don't we try like flying over it? Look for GPS dropouts. Take like the tri-field meter there. Take some sensors with videotape, and just see if does anything happen. And they kind of go on that like. Sort of like a summoning. Like if you guys want us to actually hike in, then you better give us something while we're in the helicopter flying around, because we're going to pay $1,000 and just go there. And then, like you're saying, that's a day in, day out, and a day hike to find Secret Mountain.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of effort. Be an effort. Be cool.
Yeah.
But I think that's the next thing to do.
So with summoning, the basic point is concentration and focus. I was describing, we were shooting, let me tell the audience about this. We were shooting a video. We're out skywatching at Chris Donald's house. What was it, about 2.5-3 months ago. And I showed some of the video on an episode here a while back. And we met up over there, and then Clive shot a bunch of video. And when he went to interview me, he asked me how I skywatch. And I went back to in the 90s when I had perfect 20/20 vision, how I did it, how I was able to film hundreds of UFOs without summoning them, just by looking up. And I described my process to him. Been doing research for the show. I'm looking at different people who are able to summon, and found a guy who was able to summon a UFO. And he's got some very, very good video. And I'm watching his process and his technique. It's identical to what I do, except he calls it summoning. I just call it skywatching. Doesn't matter what you call it as long as results are the same. So maybe I was summoning. I just didn't want to say I was summoning. I was just out looking. But Sunday, I'm going to go looking. And I don't have totally perfect vision, but I got great binoculars. So I'm going to do the same process Sunday. So 4K Skywatching will be back on Sunday around 10:30 in the morning to about 3 in the afternoon. Doesn't matter what the weather's going to be. Skywatching anyway. We're taking the beast outside. Going to have the Nikon P1000 hooked up to it. It's going to be on radio controlled pan and tilt. And it's going to be a hybridized Skywatch because we're also going to have the 4K camera system up. So I'll be running both camera systems. I will attempt to Skywatch summon, whatever you want to call it. We'll see if we get lucky. So if you're not doing anything, Dan, throw your cameras up. I'll throw a feed over to your cameras if you happen to be out at the soups. And anybody else Skywatching, you want to hang out, just tune in Sunday afternoon. That's what I'm going to be doing. If you want to come in and summon, we can do a group summoning. I don't care as long as something shows up, right? That's kind of what I'm going to do.
That sounds good. Sounds fun.
So let's go back to what we got here. All right. So going with NORAD in the shoot down. So let's try and devise at least the plan as ufology. Let's try focus. Let's get something from the Roswell crash. Let's get all that declassified if they can find the records. If they can't find the records, let's go for Arrow records from the Biden shoot down. Next for 3, I don't know if we're going to get anywhere with audit and whistleblowing. That's kind of pie in the sky. Then we got 4 here. Let's move this. Move this up here. Then we got whistleblower immunity and protection. Eric Davis has said, I can tell you where the craft are. I can tell you all about the bodies, but I need to be released from my NDA. That, I think, is easy. I think President Trump could do an executive order that releases them from it, and they could do a podcast the next day. So these are action items. They can get us somewhere. They don't. It's not pie in the sky. I think that's kind of doable. I think 5 is more for Paulina. Anna Paulina, her type of territory, what she would be into. To be bipartisan, like I said, we'd probably have to invite AOC to the art team. I doubt we'll get either.
She'd get us some news time, some TV time. They'd be all over her.
So, let's see, Marcus. You could summon Godzilla. Yeah. So if Godzilla happens, we're completely fucked. We will need the aliens to save us. It's unfortunate if we are under some type of Epstein type disclosure that forces this card to come out. Trump talks about cards all the time. The UFO card is certainly the last one to draw. I don't know what the hell else you could do for a distraction. I mean, you could just say what he said, but he says a lot of stuff, you know. He says a lot of stuff, and then he knows that the news media and the public have the memory of a goldfish. They'll forget about it. He'll say something else. So we need to hold him to this for the 3 years. This is at least some kind of progress. I don't think if we get another president after him, he's another boring person. I don't think they're going to do anything. So far, we got nothing more than a statement. Where do we go from there?
We have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully he does. What he does is the question I have. It probably won't be as exciting as we want it to be. That's what I think. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully he gives us everything.
Well, he doesn't seem to know anything, though, because like when he has him, he goes, a lot of people ask about UFOs. He doesn't seem to care. And again, he can't make money off dead alien corpses from Roswell or whatever. He doesn't seem to care. I don't think they told him anything. I don't like his son, Don Jr. He's a UFO nut. So at least, I mean, he's a UFO nut in the way that JD Vance doesn't seem to be. But yeah, we got to get these reporters. So they're opening up with Steve Ducey. I guess he's a dude on Fox News. He asked some questions. He's the one who talked with Trump. Let's take a look at the Fox News clip here with Guess this guy's Brett Baer. This guy seems like a kid who doesn't age, this reporter.
He surprised a lot of people by accusing former President Barack Obama of revealing classified information following his comments about the existence of extraterrestrial life. White House correspondent Aisha Hasni starts us off tonight live from the North Lawn. The president is accusing former President Barack Obama of revealing classified information when he told a podcaster aliens are real. Here's that Obama comment, and then President Trump responding to Peter Doocy today.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know?
So aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe it, Peter?
Well, the president can declassify anything that he wants to.
Well,
so if you want to make an announcement,
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
That raised a lot of eyebrows today. What are you hearing?
It has, absolutely, Brett. So at least one Hill Republican tonight is telling me that he is reading this as the president, all but confirming what Barack Obama said, that aliens are indeed real. So we followed up with the White House here. We asked them several questions. We wanted to know what part of Barack Obama's comments did the president feel were classified? Was it the part where he says that he believes in aliens, or was it the part that they were not in Area 51? They were also asked if the DOJ was going to look into these comments, perhaps because they were classified. The White House told us there's nothing to add to the president's comments tonight. Brett, all of this comes as the president's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, told a podcast this week that the president has a speech prepared about extraterrestrial life that he will give at the right time. Listen.
We've kind of asked my father-in-law about this. We all want to know about the UFOs, or we all want to know what's going on. And he played a little coy with us. I have just heard kind of around that, I think he's actually said it, I think my father-in-law has actually said it, that there is some speech that he has that I guess at the right time, and I don't know when the right time is, he's going to break out and talk about, and it has to do with maybe some sort of extraterrestrial life.
And Brett, the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, you'll remember this week, was asked about Laura Trump's comments, and she said, a speech on aliens would be news to me, but we are expecting more reaction from the Hill in the coming hours and days. Brett.
Obviously, we've done a lot of stories on this. The Age of Disclosure, that documentary that came out, we talked about that with the producer. A lot of people are interested in it. It definitely raised some eyebrows today. Aisha, thank you.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of talk about something is coming to Earth in 2027, and the government is easing this up for disclosure. And or China has cracked some of the UAP reverse engineering technology. And if we don't come out and tell the U.S. government doesn't come out and tell the American people about this, because we're behind, we're going to be fucking screwed. So I don't know. We've heard about this speech. He would come out at a time, but would be a time, I think, that would be beneficial for President Trump, not the rest of us. So I'm thinking if he's totally fucking screwed, then he can come out with the wheelbarrow. Otherwise, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just happy we have what we have.
Yeah, let's it's a wait and see now. See what happens. Yeah. The reporters are going to be on his case big time. Every day they're going to ask him about it when they're going to see it. So he'll start feeding us a bunch of stuff that is not a surprise probably, but
this is the first time I've ever really, I guess, liked something the president did. Most of the stuff they do doesn't have any effect on our personal lives, for the most part. And I was a kid, I was a moon kid, right? So I grew up watching the space stuff on TV, and I thought I had fucking Apollo toys, plastic toys. I thought I was going to be an astronaut, right? And I was like, cool, Battlestar's on, Star Wars is on. I get to work on the moon and Mars. I get to go to the stars and all this shit. And then they shut it down. And then they shut the whole space program down. It's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to end up doing construction. I don't get to go to another planet. This sucks, you know? And then my heroes is like presidents were always like JFK, and we never had one. And then since I was a kid, every other couple of years we're at war with some country. So I've never really liked any of the presidents. You know, as a kid growing up, it's never had a reason to. And then Trump at least comes out and says this, and I'm thinking, shit, man, I'm starting to pop wood. This motherfucker said something for the first time. He's doing something. Biden didn't do shit. Obama never did shit. President Clinton, all these guys, nothing. For once, somebody's doing something ufologically. Sounds a weird experience. I've never felt that before.
He's got to do something now, too. He said it. He's got to do something now, too. He said it. He said he's got to do something now. There's no way he's not going to do it now, especially with the elections coming up. There's no way he's going to not do something. He's going to show us something. That'll confirm that maybe not the top secret shit that we've built these weapons and stuff with alien technology. Probably won't see that stuff, right? That might be what he wants to show, so that nobody messes with us. Nobody.
Yeah,
he can
that
rule the
weapon,
world, right?
That weapon that they allege, that energy weapon that they said they use in Venezuela. This could be a reason to say, hey, we have these NHI weapons, whatever they want to call. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I was wrong on the last episode where I said, the chances of him saying shit about fucking zero. You know what? I know better than this. I always leave myself an out. So I should have said fucking 5% chance. So at least I had that 5 to fall back on, not 0. So I fucked up with certitude. So
that's all right. Nobody else thought he would do it either. So that's all right.
Yeah, well,
okay.
I did after that say that they probably said, look, man, you could be the greatest president of all times and eclipse everyone before you if you just do this. Everyone will forget the stupid crap that never got done by the other 40, 50 people before you. Yeah. And they always pass it up going, I'll pass. So something must be like, must be something impossible. Like if they did come out with this, sure, they're going to be the UFO guy, but then who knows what the hell, what the ramifications are after that, you know? I don't know. There's got to be more to it. Like there's got to be like a CIA report that says, after the president says this at the State of the Union, here's what happens in the weeks and months that follow. It's like society loses its grip over their populations. Who knows? Who knows, man? But at least we got what we have.
The State of the Union address. Maybe it'll be at the State of the Union address. That'd be something else too, wouldn't it?
We need the evidence, though. That's the thing. The UFO audience don't want to hear no more whistleblower campfire stories. They probably are sick of me going, UFO captured another one. It's blurry and shit. They want to see that wheelbarrow, man. They want to see those bodies because we're all getting older and sick of this shit.
Yeah, Marco Rubio came on and everybody blew that off. That was the Secretary of State, probably the third most powerful guy in the world, and he talked about it, and then everybody just kind of blew him off. It's like he didn't say that. When he said it, I go, holy cow! The Secretary of the State of the United States is talking like this. That's disclosure. I took that as disclosure right there, but
good point.
It just got blown off big time.
Mark Rubio was a UFO nut, and I think he got to the point where he got read in, and he looked at it and said, "Oh, that's what it is." All right, and it's probably ended his UFO love affair. Is that what happens? You get the truth, and you detox off this drug of UFOs we're all addicted to, and want to know what the fuck is the truth, and then you find out the truth. You go, "Oh, all right," or you cry like Jimmy Carter, like a little girl or something. I don't know. I hope the fuck they're not eating us. That's what I hope. I hope it's not that, but
yeah, that'd be bad. That'd be bad.
But this is the beginning of the cusp of some type of governmental disclosure. For sure, it's a little baby step, but at least it's something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up what I wanted to talk about and cover here. Is just historic announcement that there's, I guess, the beginning of a release. We as the public need to hold him to this. We need to get our shit together as UFO community and become united instead of divided. I really think what we need is lobbyists. We need to somehow pool some money and get our own lobbyists, because if we get lobbyists, we get some stuff done. We have a lobbyist. God, I forget his name. He worked for the Clintons for a long time. John Podesta. We've had him for a long time. Maybe we just need a lot of John Podestas. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? If we could just get a billionaire in our corner, like we have Brandon Wright, Frugal, the good billionaire, can he hire some lobbyists on our behalf? Because Brandon actually has the financial wherewithal and the power to do what all of us can, is get if this shit's for sale and you can give the president $1 million and then all of a sudden things reverse, let's get Brandon Frugal to write him a check for $1 million or something and get this going. But this is a good start to 2026. We just got into it. Mm-hmm. We got official, presidential type disclosure that we thought we'd never going to get. It's just the tip of the iceberg, though. So at least it's something. We have to take what we can get. Dan, I'm going to let you have the last word and then on this subject, and then we're going to move on and wrap this up tonight.
Well, hopefully, like I say, disclosure isn't as bad as they've been warning us, and it's not something that's terribly and just some evil entity that's infiltrated. So hopefully it's just spacecraft and ETs from Zeta Reticuli. It's not what it, is kind of out there. We're toying around with that possibility. So hopefully it's not. They're not eating people, right? And it's not. We're not just cattle.
Good point. I hope they're not eating me, because I probably taste like shit. I got bad skin. I got acid reflux for stomach. Part of turning into a xenomorph, I guess, is turning your blood into acid. Man, I want to just thank all the people who stopped in. Tim Sr., thank you, my friend. Thank you, Wes Decker, for your super chat and your support for this channel. It means the world to us. Optimus Prime was in here. The Demon. I thought the Demon was a Kiss guy. Terry Hall, thanks for stopping by. Gobstop, thanks for supporting this channel. Thank you, appreciate it. We had some new people in here. I said, Real Bill, thanks for stopping in. A lot of people watching tonight. Shelly Montgomery, thank you so much for stopping in. Marcus Mandel, Truth Seeker, I think I said you were in here. And tonight is going to be the only night of this type of shit. No more politics. I don't want to talk about this. I hate talking about it. We're going back to the science, back to ufology, but I had to talk about a little bit of this. You can't escape it. Not in Trump's orbit. Sunday at 10:30, system's going to fire up. Going to do a Skywatch. I'm going to attempt a look, or we can call it a summon, and see what comes up. We're not done yet. The cover up isn't over. We haven't crossed the finish line, but we're getting closer to the end of this race. I'm Tom King. Thanks for watching 4K Skywatching. We'll see you guys next Sunday, hopefully.